Hello and welcome to a demonstration of part 1 of a new therapy for health and energy. My name is Richard Clark, and please note, I'm not a doctor or physician or medically trained in any way. I'm not a therapist or trained in any therapies, complementary or alternative. Nothing here in this ebook is meant to be a replacement for proper medical diagnosis and care by your doctor, physician or healthcare professional. If you're on any medication, please stay on it and follow proper professional medical advice regarding your health. If you have any concerns about your health, please see your doctor or physician. If you are unhappy about using the therapy in this book, please don't. And it may be used as well as any medication, not in place of. If you start using the therapy and feel unhappy about using it for any reason, then please stop. Some of the materials used can be toxic, such as the detergents and the antiseptic, and in either case it should always be used in plastic bags. So you'll always use plastic bags, the materials will be in plastic bags placed on your skin. No materials are ever consumed. Nothing will ever be taken. So if you're doing anything other than putting materials in plastic bags onto certain parts of your body, you're not following instructions correctly. Work in a well ventilated room. This is simply because although the bags absorb a great deal of the dead energy that comes out of a person, some is released from the body into the air and can be reabsorbed by yourself or people sitting in the room. So it's always good to work in well ventilated conditions. Right. You will need, for part 1, you will need a roll of these clear plastic bags, like so. You will need some detergent. I tend to use these pouches of detergent. Here in the UK they're called liquid tabs and they are biological. These are the ones I happen to get. They're simply this make because they're on sale. No particular brand is endorsed or recommended, it just happened to be the one that was cheapest at the time. So you can use the liquid tabs or you can use powder and pour it into the bags, about a handful size amount. Biological with the enzymes is best. If you can't get any of this, you could try, I've tried with dishwasher tabs, they're quite effective, or any kind of detergent. But whatever you use, please make sure you wash your hands afterwards, and in between using the therapy, in between the sessions, store the materials away carefully. Okay, the therapy itself is safe, nothing is taken as said. It's for any condition, you can try it on anything. I've spent 20 years developing this in various stages. There are other videos on the internet showing previous versions, but this is the latest version. No special skill is needed, there's no side effects because all you're doing is putting materials on your body. It's as inexpensive as can be made. We use simple, easily obtained household ingredients. It's probably best not to use it on young people under 18 or pregnant women. Both, only be erring on the side of caution here. There's no reason why you shouldn't, but I prefer it if you didn't, and in either case under 18s and pregnant women will change over time. Everything is reusable except the batteries, unless you use rechargeable, which I do because I use them a lot. The drawback to single-use batteries is it's hard to tell when they've run out of energy because you're going to use them a lot. Okay, the places to use the therapy are the outside edges of the ankles, the inside forearms, inside surface of the forearms, the back of the neck, the throat, and usually I like to place bags above and below the belly button, and that can add up to about 8 bags and quite a lot of materials. So what I suggest doing is do it in 2 halves, which is easier to do and cheaper to do. So you only need to prepare 4 bags and 4 filters. Right, your materials. You will need putty filters, which is simply a handful of putty about the size of an hen's egg, rolled flat putty, linseed oil putty. Use the real one, not some synthetic salt. It's important it's got the linseed oil and the chalk, because that is very similar to the way our bones are made, or very similar to the materials our bones are made from. Roll it out flat and place it in one of your plastic bags, or place a rolled out piece in a clear plastic bag, which are important. It's important it's clear, and these are food bags, I think, easily obtainable. So you can make 4 of these. Okay? Putty filters, they absorb a lot of the dead energy that comes out of a person. You will need, as I say, you will need detergent, which can be the liquid tabs. I like using these because they're easy to use, simple enough. And as long as everything is clear, it will pull out the materials. The plastic will, it will pull out the energy. The plastic bags will not inhibit the draw of the dead energy from a person, will not stop it. Okay, you need some antiseptic. Antiseptic is good rather than disinfectant, although you can use either, but antiseptic is for human use. You can use it on human skin, not that you're going to be, but in case of, it seems safer if you splash it on yourself for any reason. I use Hibi Scrub because it's a powerful antiseptic and it's what surgeons scrub up with. Use whatever comes to hand. Pour a small amount into again, a clear plastic bag. A small amount would be, oh, it's hard to say, 2 capfuls of that, maybe. And knot it to make sure it don't get out. Okay, so you place your detergent, I use 3 of these, in a plastic bag with some antiseptic in the plastic bag and 2 batteries. You will need, for this, you will need about 8 batteries, but when you get to the next one, part 2, which will be the next video, you might need more, but you can go with 8 for the minute. You can use single-use ones if you wish, but I've no way of knowing when they are out of energy. These ones I reuse, are rechargeable, 2400 mAh, double A's, 1.2 volts. Batteries are important, do not use any mains energy in any way. And obviously you'll see brand names, but there's no endorsement of any particular brand, it just happens to be that they're good quality. I do recommend using good quality products if you can. So you'll need 8 of these. Okay, to start with, we'll do the ankles first, and to hold them in place I like these elasticated bandages, what they call support bandages. They're pretty good for the ankles. They're the only time I use bandages because most of the other stuff you can either rest on or have them resting on you. You will leave them on for about 2 hours, these materials, so when you start putting them on, get comfortable. That's important because you're going to be there for about 2 hours. When the materials go on, quite often they feel like they're locked in place. This is because the materials are drawing and the body is also pushing out what it doesn't want. Your immune system will get rid of what it doesn't want, so there's no fear that something you need is going to be pulled out of you. Your body regulates everything. When they're working, they'll feel locked, and if you're a bit sensitive in this way, you can feel it working. You'll feel a draw, and maybe towards the end of 2 hours you'll feel it start to ease off and the bags will feel like they slacken off. and that's exactly what is happening. It's not important that you feel this, I'm just saying if people do feel something. But if you leave them on for about 2 hours, you'll be about right. Okay, you do 3 2-hour sessions, leaving a few days in between. You can do more if you wish. If you feel like you're heavily congested with dead energy, then yeah, get it out. Get it all out. Do a few more extra sessions. You'll be able to judge for yourself what's right for you. Okay, so these bandages, now with the ankles, the materials go on the outside. Let's see if I can do this without looking like a complete fool. The materials go on the outside edge of the ankle. So, push on a bandage, a support bandage. Slide in a putty filter down the side. So you've got your bandage and you've got your putty filter. And then on top of the putty, slide in a bag with your detergent, your antiseptic and your batteries. I usually like to get the batteries at the back. The batteries start to introduce this stored energy to the body. They also create an electromagnetic field around the body where processes work much better. This is the same as the electromagnetic field around the earth. You all putting these on will have an easier time than me because you're not trying to show anyone. You can just stand your foot on the floor. That's how it's done. On the side of the ankle, the outside edge of the ankle. And you repeat on the other ankle. So you have two ankles, both with the materials on. Just do this quickly. Bandage, putty, and materials. So that's the other one. You can see the picture in the book anyway. Okay, so that's that. They go on for 2 hours. And then the next step, putting them on the ankles drains out this dead energy from the whole body. This is like pulling the plug out of the bottom of a sink. It will draw out and release all this dead energy that's built up over generations really. Okay, so the next one is the inside edges of the forearms, and this is to get the dead energy out of the bone marrow, and the forearms are the key place to do this. You draw it out the forearms, you've got the whole body, you've got all the bone marrow of the body. So that's the next step. I like to do this one just resting my arms on a chair or on a bed even. So you can just put the putty filters on there, put the materials underneath, while you've got bandages on your ankles, and make sure you don't cut off the circulation. Okay, be very careful with this. There's no cutting off the circulation. If you're not sure, have a friend help you, or even have a friend sit with you while this is going on. But not too close because of the release of the toxic energy. So yeah, if that can be seen, place a bag of materials, under the putty, rest the forearms. It's about halfway between the ankle and the elbow. So just rest the forearms on top of the putty filters, and again you're going to have to sit there for about 2 hours. So you've got your ankles and your forearms, these are important places. Do that for 2 hours, and then you can do another session on your neck, throat and stomach. So you take the stuff off, and the next time, a couple of days later, you can place the putty filter on your neck and rest the materials on top. I like to do this one laying on a bed, to be honest, or a reclining chair. It's comfortable And the first rule of this stuff, of using this stuff, is you're going to be there for 2 hours, so make yourself comfortable. Sometimes I just lay there, or people that are using it on are laying there, and they just, all they have to do is hold a book up or something, okay, or flicking a remote. So you do one on your neck, and then one on your throat. Again, putty filter and bag of materials on throat. You can do this. You can do this by resting the materials just on the base of the throat. The base of the throat is probably important. Doing it on the neck draws out the insect energy that's in the clear fluid. Doing it on the throat helps to start to repair damage done by viruses, bacteria and other infections. This is all preparation for part 2, where you put the good energy in. Okay, so the next one is above and below the belly button, under the shirt obviously. Putty filter, materials below the belly button. If you're using rechargeable batteries, make sure that you charge them in between use. Okay, so you've done a cycle. You've done your ankles and your forearms, take them off, given yourself a couple of days, and then you've done the neck, the throat and the stomach. And then you repeat it. You do the same again, and then you repeat it again. So you do each place, each time you use them has up to 6 hours in total. Okay. If you've got damage in local areas, like maybe you've fractured your arm or you've ripped your ligaments or your tendons or something, local damage, you can use this same method locally. The batteries will be great help for this, but you can also add materials such as calcium, zinc, magnesium, silicon's a good one, collagen. You can add materials to the bags. I've shown it in the book, just to aid recovery. The batteries are very good for breaks and pain relief, strangely enough. I think that's it. There is, in the book available from Smashwords, there is an email that you can use to send me any information you might have. Or ask any questions. Be very careful in between using stuff that you store it carefully, and it's kept away from children and pets. I think that's everything. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll do another video showing part 2 soon, and you'll be able to look at that. Thank you very much. Cheerio.